Okay, what's up? I don't know what to say, how to start it off. I think if you start off going, hey YouTube, or hey this, or hey that, or what's up, or whatever. But no, so what I want to talk about is they named their new cultist leader in the Catholic religion, the Catholic faith. So they picked an American Pope, and to me it's just nonsense. There's no way that a human being in today's world could be the vicar of Christ. When you look at the 12 apostles, oh my gosh, I got something. When you look at the 12 apostles, actually 13 in the Bible, they were picked by Christ, and they were given a specific task, and they were given some powers and authorities that Jesus himself had. And one of those being supernatural powers. To do all kinds of stuff. So I printed something off, so I'll just read it. The scriptural authority reversed or revised. I shouldn't say revised, but the scriptural authority that was just for Christ alone. And so critics argue that Jesus Christ said, "All authority in heaven and on earth has been given to me," in Matthew 28:18, without indicating a single earthly successor. So there is none. The New Testament presents Christ as the sole head of the church, Colossians 1:18, with the Holy Spirit, not a man, as his representative, John 14:28, 16, and 13. So there's no biblical basis for papal supremacy. None. You won't find it. It's not in the Bible. So while Catholics cite Matthew 16:18, "You are Peter, and on this rock I will build my church," that doesn't really mean what it means. Non-Catholics argue this refers to Peter's confession of faith, not Peter himself as the papal office holder. There's no clear biblical succession plan or mention of a pope-like office established by Christ or his apostles. None. It's not in there. Trust me. Google it. Get a Bible and do a word search. It's just not there. Earthly leadership. Historical evidence suggests that the early church was led by groups of elders and bishops, not a singular supreme leader like the Pope. The concept of a centralized papacy developed centuries later, particularly after Constantine and the Council of Nicaea in AD 325. The title conflicts with the role of the Holy Spirit. Many Christians believe that the true vicar of Christ is the Holy Spirit, whom Jesus promised would guide the church in truth. John 4:14, 16 through 17. So to claim that a man holds this role is seen by some as overreaching and honestly blasphemous. So human fallibility and historical corruption. Critics highlight moral and doctrinal failures by various popes throughout history. Political corruption, abuse, doctrinal changes as evidence that no pope I cannot read either, can stand as Christ's perfect representative. This human track record contradicts the image of the vicar, divinely guided in all matters. So, and this is just, this isn't much. There's a lot more that you could read up on this, but I just wanted something short and sweet, and to print off that this guy he's a sinful man just like I am. He has sinful thoughts. They all lust. All men lust. The difference between that and it's whether you act on it. If you dwell on it. If you it says in the Bible, if you lust for a woman, it's the same thing as doing it. And we're all guilty of it. You look at how some of these women are dressed today. If you find yourself fixated on that woman for too long, you will have a lustful thought. Guaranteed, unless you're gay. It's just it's just a tough road to follow. And the laws that we have in the Bible don't do anything but show us that we can't keep them. Laws show us we cannot fulfill the law. And nowhere in history has man been able to live up to the laws set forth by God. Even when God was present, when Moses was getting the 10 Commandments, the high priest Aaron and the other knuckleheads down there were building a golden calf, while Moses was up there clearly surrounded by fire and smoke that they could all see. They decided, well, let's make a golden calf and we'll worship that. Well, you saw what happened to them. Their punishment was quick and just. I mean, they got, not all of them, but some of them were swallowed up by the earth, and along with that stupid golden calf. And so it's just like, it is so easy to be a sinner, man, because it takes no effort at all. It takes a tremendous amount of effort to try to be good. Trust me. I mean, I try every day to be good. I try so hard to be good every day. So whether it comes out of my mouth or in my head, or whatever, I fail every day, and God knows I'm going to fail every day. Your best deeds are but filthy rags. I could never do anything worth my salvation. I could never do anything to earn my salvation. I certainly can't go to a Catholic priest and say, hey, can you forgive me of my lustful sins? Well, sure, you do 7 Hail Marys and rub the rosary beads 10 times and then throw some salt over your shoulder. You're forgiven. That doesn't work. Another man cannot absolve you from your sin. And Catholics, who do they pray to? They pray to Mary. Mary's not the intercessor between you and the Lord. It's Jesus Christ. Mary and the saints have nothing to do with the living here on earth. Nothing. So, but yet they pray to them. They bury their saints in their churches, underneath their places of worship. I don't know how many European churches are full of, in the floors and in the basements and dungeons, dead people. Like, that's gross. Why would God be in a house full of dead people and that's where you're going to worship? Look at the Old Testament stuff. You didn't bury people where you hung out. It just didn't happen. So the Pope means nothing to me, should mean nothing to anybody else. Yes, there are a billion people, but let me tell you, churches are full of people that think they're all going to go to heaven. And on Judgment Day, they're all going to be shocked when they don't go, when they're not allowed in. The Bible's clear. Gosh, it's so clear. I'm not kidding you. I read it every night. And every day I'm a sinner, But every day I get on my knees and then, I ask for a better day. I ask to do something, blah, blah. Most importantly, I pray for my kids and my grandkids. And so that they're not like me, that they're better than I was. I didn't grow up in a Christian home, and I had I had a very bad father growing up, and I had a weak mother, and but that's neither here nor there. But it's just the challenges in life that make you who you are. And I wouldn't be what I am had I not gone through what I went through. So I'm grateful for that. I just wanted to make sure that none of my kids, obviously go through anything that, that I had to go through, because that's not what you do as a parent, right? So anyway, that's my quick video, 9 minutes. Please like and subscribe. If you have something to add to this, let me know. And I truly believe that the Catholic Church is a cult. And it meets all the definitions of a cult. And thumbs up, like, subscribe, leave a comment. I'd love to hear from you. Otherwise, have a great day and enjoy this gorgeous sunshine. Woo!